If you want to make money, let's figure something else out. And I hate it. Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
You see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like giving like, no?
No, I'm gonna tell you, this is what I tell Tank. And Tank said it in the interview. I said, Tank, y'all going there doing y'all thing, woo woo woo. I said, he ain't giving you nothing.
Dana White slammed the proposed fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis as absurd, vehemently criticizing the idea that Paul could compete against a boxer of Davis's skill level. White repeatedly highlighted what he called the weird and uneven terms of the matchup, arguing that the rules were unfairly biased, turning the event into a spectacle rather than a legitimate sporting contest.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. He said it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul will win.
The confirmed rules for the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight state that it will be an exhibition match, so neither fighter's professional record will be impacted. The bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of 3 minutes each, with both fighters required to weigh no more than 195 pounds. They will use 12-ounce gloves, which are heavier than the standard for this level. 3 officially sanctioned judges will score the fight, and a winner will be declared if the match goes the full distance.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. Sitting ringside will be 3 commission-approved world-class professional judges that will score every round to ensure there's a decisive outcome for the fight if it goes the distance. And both men are enrolled in the highest level of testing with USADA. So Tank, Jake, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving boxing another massive moment, headlined by yourselves, featuring multiple world title fights.
Boxing insiders are expressing concern over the glove setup for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, with Davis moving far beyond his usual weight class to face a significantly heavier opponent. His trainer Calvin Ford highlighted the gloves as a key issue. He pointed out that both fighters are slated to wear 12-ounce gloves, which are much heavier than what Davis typically uses in his lightweight fights.
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tanky for years, and I watched other young men and gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's going to fight a guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. that makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be expedition. Why? You know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight, you know?
The weight, how's that gonna work out? Like,
Well, they got him at 190, 195. I thought it was gonna be 190. So they gave him 5. So again, they keep giving, you know? I ain't worrying about the weight, you know what I'm saying? We got to deal with it. We taking the fight. We signed the contract. We're going to make it do what it do, you know?
how much do you think he's gonna weigh like the night of the fight? Like, yeah, and both. Like, is there anything in place where like Jake can't weigh more than like?
Based on how he handled himself through camp. Camp is the most important thing because if you have a good camp, you're gonna have a great fight. So my thing is just making sure the camp is good. We doing all the necessary things, dealing with the weight, the gloves and all that stuff, you know.
Ford suggests that Davis be allowed to use his usual 8-ounce gloves while Paul, fighting at a significantly higher weight, wears 10-ounce gloves. He believes this adjustment would create a fairer balance between the fighters.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where the 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he giving up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
so what do you want? 10 ounce, 8 ounce? What do we
Well,
want?
if he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
and
it's
I
not.
On God, perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10
It don't,
ounces.
it don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect.
matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So
It don't
back to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
You just
Thank
made
you for
something
It don't
clear to
matter.
me. You just made something clear to me because I didn't know because you fight at 10s, he fight at 8s.
Yeah, your
You
guys'
understand
side.
what I'm saying? So I'm like
I
12
can
ounces. He's
show the
giving up
emails and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
it, man.
asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No,
I
let's do
wasn't aware
it.
of
10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really badly.
Dana White was blunt about Jake Paul's matchmaking approach, openly criticizing him for taking on opponents far outside his size or competitive class and suggesting he should face someone closer to his own level. White noted that when Paul actually faced fighters of comparable size and skill, he fell short, reinforcing his point that these mismatches don't benefit the sport. Speaking on the upcoming bout with Gervonta Davis, White called it highly unbalanced, highlighting that while Davis hits much harder, his smaller size makes a knockout unlikely. He emphasized that Paul's weight and physical advantage mean that even though Davis has the skill, getting inside and imposing himself will be extremely difficult.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
you guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean?
Straight up ignored.
When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch.
Logan's like proud of it. He's like, yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I ate that punch from a 140-pounder. You're damn right, dude. Now, granted, it's Floyd Mayweather, but you're still 200 pounds, dog. You know what I mean? This is why, and I agree with Dana on this is why the Gervonta fight makes no sense to me. Because yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had. But even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this where's the idea that Gervonta's even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably gonna outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, you know, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals, and when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts.
Recent reports indicate that Gervonta Davis has been gaining weight during his training camp, now reportedly walking around near 160 pounds despite never officially exceeding the lightweight limit of 135 pounds. This move brings him closer to the catch weight set for his exhibition against Jake Paul, reducing the size gap and potentially lessening one of Paul's advantages. The added weight could boost Davis's punch resistance and power, making him a more dangerous and unpredictable opponent. By bulking up, he may better absorb heavier shots and deliver stronger counterattacks, altering the fight's dynamics. Although still under the agreed catch weight, the increase shows Davis is taking the challenge seriously and preparing to showcase a different version of himself.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Most boxing experts agree that when Jake Paul faces Gervonta Davis, he's likely to face a tough reality. They emphasize that Davis isn't just powerful. He has spent years developing his craft against elite opponents, mastering spacing, timing, footwork, and fight IQ. While Paul is still refining his skills, Davis's precision is so sharp that a single well-placed punch could completely change the fight. At the same time, Paul's defense remains unpolished, his reactions often predictable, and his ring intelligence untested at this level. Experts insist that the gap in skill and experience isn't just significant, it could be decisive.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis. He needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilla Killers. Chilla Killers. Chilla Killers.
Teddy Atlas considers Gervonta Davis one of the most complete fighters in boxing today. He praises Davis not just for his devastating power and finishing ability, but also for his counterpunching instincts, trap setting, distance control, and mental toughness in the ring. Atlas highlights Davis's patience, deliberate approach, and constant strategic thinking, showing he doesn't rely solely on brute force. In his view, these qualities give Davis all the tools needed to potentially overcome someone like Jake Paul, whose style is still developing and whose record hasn't yet demonstrated elite technical skill.
A real boxer, a real world champion boxer, that the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on the records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be comparing him with this because he's so special. But, I mean, where Sam Langford beat heavyweights. He fought from lightweight to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. I mean, they're back in the day when you had a lot of great fighters fighting each other in catchweights. You did have some smaller guys fight bigger guys, and you had them. You had success in spots. So I'm half with tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious because I've been in the boxing business 50 years.
Luke Thomas shared his perspective on the highly anticipated matchup, noting Davis's explosive power and elite finishing skills, but also highlighting a noticeable lack of enthusiasm from the champion during press events and promotional appearances. Davis's body language seemed detached, suggesting he might view the fight more as a business opportunity than a serious athletic challenge. Thomas cautioned that underestimating Paul's motivation and preparation could be risky, emphasizing that even if Davis is technically superior, his apparent disinterest might give Paul an unexpected advantage.
Herrera in MMA. Do you feel the same? Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that Tyson Fury also didn't stick to the order of what was in front of him as a pure boxer due to taking I can't even remember if it went on his record at this point or not, but whatever, the Francis Ngannou boxing match, and he went it by the skin of his teeth and moved on. But there was a delay as a consequence to make that. Now that ended up being a little bit intriguing because of how well Francis did, but this is not the first time major boxing has been interrupted in that way. However, at least both of them are heavyweights. Like this is gerrymandered weight classes or whatever the fuck they're doing to get around it. It's an exhibition. They're using big ass gloves. Like it's a whole thing. So in that sense, it's a little bit different. It's not different in the sense of a boxer in his prime or relative prime.
Carl Froch echoed similar concerns, warning that Paul's size and unusual power pose a serious threat to Davis, who isn't accustomed to taking hits like that. Froch's remarks reflect broader unease in boxing circles, with many viewing the matchup less as a competitive fight and more as a spectacle, raising questions about legitimacy and fighter safety. He specifically highlighted the estimated 65-pound weight difference, issuing a stern warning about the potential risks in the upcoming Paul versus Davis exhibition.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think. But the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting. And we'll see.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears didn't mince words about the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul bout, dismissing it as more performance art than genuine sport. A circus, he called it. Despite his strong critique of the spectacle, Spears firmly backed Davis, predicting a dominant performance and a knockout victory by the third round due to his precision power. This dual perspective is particularly striking. While he condemned the promotional excess, he clearly respected Davis's finishing ability. Spears' commentary perfectly encapsulates the prevailing sentiment around the fight, highlighting the blend of promotional theatrics with the undeniable threat of a skilled boxer like Davis once the gloves are on. Whether fans view it as absurd or fascinating, Spears effectively captures the underlying tension of an event that's entertainment draped in skill, with even its harshest critics acknowledging Davis's potential for an early finish.
The next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored -240, Jake Paul's +190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fight.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
but
it would be.
I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He'd mess up that record.
Yeah, and I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's, 43-0 at this point?
Okay.
He's 37 years old. I personally don't
But he still got the goods, though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Crawford had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And he had only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, it's just because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. It was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag,
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fight somebody. Like, you know, they're gonna start putting like old men. I mean, they're already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Do you think this fight is a true boxing contest or more of an entertainment spectacle? Share your thoughts in the comments below.